History at the White House as Israel signs a peace deal with 2 Arab countries.
These agreements prove that the nations of the region are breaking free from the failed approaches of the past. Today's signing sets history on a new course.
In Washington, where a ceremony to mark the signing of a peace deal between Israel, the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain has taken place at the White House. President Trump said it was the dawn of a new Middle East. The Gulf states are just the 3rd and 4th Arab countries to recognise Israel, but the Palestinians have urged other Arab states not to follow suit, while their conflict remains unsolved. India's coronavirus infections reach 5 million. The family of Breonna Taylor, killed by US police, agree a multi-million-dollar settlement. And humanity at a crossroads, the UN's urgent warning on biodiversity.
A spokeswoman for Alexei Navalny, the Russian opposition leader, has said he will return to Russia after he's recovered. He's being treated in Germany after being poisoned while campaigning in Russia. He's posted these photos on social media, saying for the first time he's been able to breathe on his own off a ventilator for a whole day. Hurricane Sally is heading for the Gulf Coast to the US. It's expected to produce extreme, life-threatening flash flooding along and just inland of the central Gulf Coast, from the western Florida panhandle to far southeastern Mississippi. More than a fifth of American offshore oil production was shut down ahead of the storm. Health regulators in Brazil have authorized another 5,000 clinical tests by volunteers for the AstraZeneca Covid-19 vaccine. They'll be involved in Phase 3 trials to test the vaccine's efficacy. Phase 2 trials are resumed in Brazil, Britain, Spain and other European countries. They were suspended on August the 6th after a volunteer suffered a serious side effect.
President Trump has issued a disaster declaration for Oregon, one of the states worst hit by the wildfires raging in the western United States. The action makes federal funding available to help mitigate the disaster. Tens of thousands of people have been displaced. Entire towns have been destroyed by the blazes in California, Oregon and Washington. Smoke from the fires has now spread right across the country to New York.
Barbados has announced its intention to remove the Queen as head of state by November next year. The Bayesian government said the time had come to fully leave the colonial past behind and become a republic. The Caribbean island gained independence from Britain back in 1966.